A very good morning. Welcome to Perspective. I'm Natasha Jhabhaskar. In the next 1 hour, we'll discuss all that is making news in the national, international, business and sports arena. But before that, take a look at what is making headlines this morning. So those were the top headlines. In the first segment, we discuss the national news. International news, I have with me the Bureau Chief of Vartaman, Atanu Bhattacharya. Thank you very much, Mr. Bhattacharya, for joining us in this program. So yesterday we heard Narendra Modi again speaking to industrialists in Kolkata. We heard him also when he was addressing the FICCI meeting women industrialists. We've heard Rahul Gandhi, we have heard Narendra Modi. Whose vision is better?
No, I'm not going into the comparative degree analysis of, Rahul Gandhi's speech and Narendra Modi's speech. They are politicians and they are, making right noises before the elections. Elections are coming. So whatever they are saying or they are doing it with an eye on.
But Mr. Modi is not calling himself a politician. He was asked this question if he was in the race for prime ministerial post, and he said that he's a worker, he's a political, he's not a politician.
If he is not a politician, then what is he? He has to explain. What is he? He is the chief minister of a state. What is he? Is he not a politician? He is trying to project an image that he is the first harbinger of development in this country, as if there was nobody in this country before him who had brought about development in this country, and he is the real harbinger of development. And in the process, he is not only trying to demolish Congress, which he will do because that is his politics. In the BJP, he is in the BJP, so his target will be Congress, natural. But in the process, he has been demolishing his own party colleagues. He has been demolishing his own party. He is trying to project himself as he is the only one in the BJP who is doing development. There are other chief ministers in the BJP. He is not even taking into account those chief ministers. They are his party colleagues. So this, I don't...
And these other chief ministers are Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Raman...
has not yet announced him as the prime ministerial candidate of the party. BJP has not announced him. Like I remember in 1996 election, prior to 1996 elections, in 1995 the BJP held its National Council meeting in Bombay. It was in Bombay. And there, from the National Council meeting, Lalkrishna Advani openly announced that the BJP is going to be led by Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and if in 96 elections BJP forms a government, Atal Bihari Vajpayee will lead the government. But in this case, BJP has not yet announced who will be their prime ministerial candidate and who will lead the government if they come to power. So it will be very premature to judge or prejudge that Narendra Modi will be the prime minister.
And how do you see the role of L.K. Advani here? Because the possibility of him not becoming a prime minister is also not completely out.
No, possibility of L.K. Advani not becoming prime minister is not there. The game is still very wide open. You do not know whether BJP will come to power. If BJP comes to power, who will be the prime minister? The BJP parliamentary board will decide. And given the seniority, given the experience of Lalkrishna Advani, and remember he is one of the founding members of BJP. After Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Advani is the most well-known face of BJP. No doubt Narendra Modi is also another well-known face of BJP. But he cannot supersede L.K. Advani. That is my feeling. My reading is that one cannot discount Advani's possibility of becoming prime minister in the event BJP coming to power.
Okay, so you're saying one cannot really discount the possibility of L.K. Advani being BJP's prime ministerial candidate. But your comments on Narendra Modi choosing Kolkata to meet industrial leaders. Why Kolkata? And also what he said there, also being seen as an attempt to woo Mamata Banerjee, when he said that Mamata Banerjee is... and
Muslim citizens in India, not even Uttar Pradesh. 27 to 28% of West Bengal's population is Muslim. So in West Bengal, if one has to be successful in West Bengal politics, he or she has to take along the Muslims. And all said and done, Narendra Modi is a figure who evokes a very divisive, discourse in
In fact, this is also one fear
he
that
is
if
the most polarizing figure.
Right, and if at all he becomes BJP's prime ministerial candidate, what will it do to the Muslim votes? But my question is also this, that as far as Mamata Banerjee is concerned, do you think her popularity in the last few months has gone down also because of several incidents that happened in West Bengal, the latest being the killing of a student leader?
Whenever a politician is in power, the moment he or she assumes power, he or she, his or her popularity starts declining. It's a case of, marginal utility. So it will start declining. That is natural, and that is the case.
But has she really lived up to the expectations of people who actually brought her to power after doing away with a party which was in rule for last 30 years?
So far, she has not yet lived up to the expectations, popular expectations. But she is not into power even for 2 years. She has not yet completed 2 years in office. So, the one with the other.
But what would you say, right, what would you say
of
both the Congress and BJP now actually extending and trying to befriend a TMC as quickly as possible? Because also now UPA and the Planning Commission has now planned a hike of 17% for West Bengal, knowing very well that the government is going through a tough time. The challenges of fiscal deficit is huge. We know even in the budget speech, the finance minister kept on reiterating about fiscal consolidation, and the Planning Commission has now allocated 30,314 crore for the financial year of 2013-14, a 17% increase from the plan allocation for last financial year. So that's a huge money.
That's a huge money, but most of this money, has to be generated by the state government. What they have decided, this is this allocation. This is not allocation. We should bear in mind that this is the size of the West Bengal's annual plan. The size of the West Bengal's annual plan has been agreed upon by the Planning Commission and the state government mutually. Now, West Bengal government has to generate their internal resources to meet the size of this plan. And there will be a component of central assistance. Of course, this component of central assistance is going to go up. Now, it is generally observed that in most of the cases, most of the states, whatever they demand for their annual plan size, Planning Commission generally agrees to that. Last year also, whatever was demanded by West Bengal state government, even when Left Front was in power, the Planning Commission used to agree.
The key point here is that the increase is substantial also because Mr. Chidambaram just gave the panel 6% more funds for the states. So in that comparison, if for a particular state the Planning Commission is giving 17% allocation in a country which has like more than 25 states, it is rather a important allocation. Maybe that can be right.
The state has to mop up its own internal resources.
But quickly your comments on the drama that happened outside Planning Commission yesterday with Mamata Banerjee and Finance Minister of West Bengal Amit Mitra having a tough time outside Planning Commission.
Yes, this is one of the most unfortunate incidents that had taken place yesterday. Every political party in the country has a right to demonstrate peacefully. The CPM student activists, they must have a grudge against the Chief Minister of West Bengal. They may have a very, correct grudge against her. They could have demonstrated peacefully. They could have shown her black flags. They can show her black flags on a daily basis. Nobody would object to that. But taking law into their own hands and physically obstructing the Chief Minister of a state and her colleagues while they are on an
also quickly your comments on that the Janata Dal United has said that Modi is desperate to become Prime Minister. If I just have to quote the Rajya Sabha member and party spokesperson Shivanand Tiwari yesterday at the party headquarters, he told to media that maybe he's too desperate to become PM. Also, the Deputy Chief Minister of Bihar, Sushil Modi, has said that Bihar cannot every state cannot really adopt the Gujarat development model. What does this say about JDU as a party which you very well know is a part of the NDA?
No, it doesn't require on the results of 2014. Who will continue where?
But the issue here is that it will indeed be tough for the BJP also to take a call on who should be the prime ministerial candidate, because there is pressure also from different regional parties who are supporting their alliance. So indeed a challenging
I think
situation.
that will pave the way for LK Advani if BJP comes to
Right, so
power.
that will pave the way
Yes.
for LK Advani if BJP comes to power, how to hold the alliances together, because that is one challenge in the coalition era, whether these parties stick together or not. And it's now time for us to take a short break. Next, when we come back, we'll discuss the international news. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching Perspective. In this segment, we'll discuss the international news. In this segment, the international news, coming back to you, Mr. Bhattacharya. An important news here that in the US peacekeeping mission, Indian Lieutenant Colonel and 4 soldiers were killed in southern Sudan. The Indian Army has criticized the killing and has said it is indeed a supreme sacrifice. But your comments on this?
United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, he has also criticized, he has condemned this incident, and he has termed it as war crime, and it should be treated as such. Now, India has been a major contributor to the United Nations peacekeeping operations all over the world. Right now,